Greetings, Mega Man fans, and welcome back to the Mega Man Dr. Wily's Final Attack LPA. In this episode, we're going from inside the towers to sunny, not so sunny skies, as we take on Weatherman. Only 3 robots left. We're getting down to the wire, folks. He looks kind of thin, doesn't he? Anyway, I actually kind of think this is using this Gravity Beetle scene? Oh, fair choice. Kind of works for the stage, at least at the moment. Lawnmowers! Sorry, I don't like those things. Though, that thing was a Moblade, also known as Evil Incarnate. Yeah, I pretty much never, ever get out of this room unscathed, because while they're not randomized, their range is very difficult to deal with. And here we have these floor fans, or ceiling fans as they are sometimes. You end up in the same position as them, and they will blow you upwards or downwards. Actually, I don't know if they show up as ceiling fans or not. Oh well, food for thought. As you saw, you kind of need to know how they work to get through. And I don't like Moblades. That little momentum thing right there, you'll need to know about that. As well as the fact that jumping does have some control over your momentum here. Oh, great. I do believe that's the first time I've ever actually... No, you don't! That's actually the first time I've ever made it out of that section completely unscathed. Especially since I find the leaves blend into the trees sometime. That guy should have totally fallen off, but whatever. That is Reza Reza. Yeah, bit of an odd name. They walk around on whatever surface they have to be stuck to, and they shoot lasers diagonally. They're pretty simple enemies. If anything, I'm kind of surprised it took this long for them to pop up. That was me not paying attention. And tripping the fan well before I needed to. Thank goodness that Reza was there, otherwise I'm fairly sure I would have been skewered. And look! Rain! I'm pretty sure it's only a visual effect, though. Well, a visual effect that can hinder you because seeing! Also, that letter down there, that is one of the Brian letters, as you can see here on the pause screen. I will be getting to those, but not right now. That's not why I'm here. Clever use of the fan there. And that, well, in this game, that is a Cloudy Boy. Yes, in this game. It's a public if I recall right, the sprite here is public domain. This was a public domain sprite on DeviantArt. As a result, there's another fan game that actually uses the same visual. However, for all intents and purposes, they are different enemies. Here, Cloudy Boy hovers in place, and his eye opens up. He launches those lightning bolts at diagonal angles from those generators. I quite like him. He's another example of a simple enemy that gets a ton of mileage. This right here, this electric platform is basically the flip platform from Gutsman stage. Only a little more lenient, since they don't tend to kill you for one, and then otherwise, they only actually electrocute themselves when the generators on the sides first pass over the lightning bolt. Comparing this introduction to the flip platforms, I kind of feel like the flip platforms were handled a little better, but then those were also much, much more annoying. And if you're curious about how the flip platforms were handled, go watch Ecoraptor's Sequelitis video. I'm pretty sure he explains it far, far better than I can. And look! Simple enemy, get put in a position where seems like quite a big threat. Whee! Sorry about the random French there. Wait, why am I apologizing? I'm Canadian, I don't need to be apologizing about that. Wait. This all sounds so backwards! Anyway, enough making jokes about my nationality. We have a level to complete. And there, that wasn't so bad. And away from the rainstorm. That fan is floating in midair! Logic! Logic! I do want that health. And ironically, I think by going to get that health, I kept myself from getting lasered. I gotta love irony like that. This fan, you will actually need to jump down here. These ones, on the other hand, they just behave normally. Not too bad of a room. Level gets a lot of use out of its fans. Oh, it's autumn now. I get it. I would have figured the stormy section was all spring, but whatever. And here we have a Fan Fiend Mini. Anyone getting any flashbacks to Airman stage? I do like the use of this wall here, though. Lets you understand how Fan Fiend Mini works without making things too dangerous. Basically, if you're standing in front of it, it's pushing you back. That's pretty simple. But, like most simple enemies, well, I think we all know the pattern by now. This level's gonna get a lot of use out of these little guys, seeing as how they're basically the only enemy in this segment. Basically. I mean, that one happens. And even right here. That one is a little helpful, and then promptly outlives its usefulness as it makes dealing with this metal just a touch trickier. This metal, don't hesitate to snipe it. Trying to fight it up close and personal is, well, he's right there. And if you aren't cautious, he will end you. I had that happen on a practice take. And that right there, it's a snow bro. He will just sit there and occasionally shoot shots at you from his hat. Very much a winter enemy. He also does that when he dies. Yeah. Ow. That almost killed me. Oh wow, that was actually really close. Fortunately, now, standing right in front of him pretty much trivializes his split. Which, that's not a bad thing. Alright. Jump timing successful! Yay, good sign. Ow. I felt that, Fan Fiend. Jerk. I don't want you there to interfere with me, or you. And we're through. Not a bad level. I like it. Even if Mega Man completely loses his passage of time and somehow spends entire months inside the building. Who am I kidding? This is Mega Man. Why am I taking the time to make sense of it? Again, really well-designed level. And I really like that section with the electric platform and the fans at the same time. And then plenty of Fan Fiends afterwards. This level does a good job of introducing and combining its gimmicks. Speaking of awesome jobs, Weatherman, while tricky, is probably one of my favorite boss fights in the game. Just love this fight a little bit. As you can see, he uses powers based on the 4 seasons. He's not the Avatar, though, so don't give me that idea. His attacks, well, his spring attack, as you saw, leaves. His summer attack is a lightning burst. Ow. His autumn attack is this wind effect. His winter attack, icicles. It's a very pattern-based boss. His wind attack being one of the most dangerous ones, since while it's active, he starts focusing more on crash damage. There is an exploit for dealing with his ice attack, but, as you saw, I didn't use it, and no, I'm not telling you how. It's an awesome boss fight. I'm not about to devalue it in any way, thank you very much. But yeah, after that fun little jaunt, we get his master weapon. You got... Seasonal Barrier? What, mate? Yeah! It's a Seasonal Barrier. I see the leaves from spring and autumn, the lightning from summer, and the icicles from winter. Yeah, it's a barrier. Doesn't follow you through screen transitions. But it blocks basically everything. Ha 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 ha! You can't hit me now, little Mowblade! But as an exchange, well, you can shoot it at enemies, but it's not very powerful. So I'd recommend sticking to using it as a barrier. Especially since... Fun little exploit. Yeah, my barrier hasn't gone away, even though I have equipped the Buster. So, I get to use the Buster, and so long as I avoid having a Mowblade run into this, I'm basically never going to get hit. So, yeah. And the best part is, because I have Energy Balancer, if I pick up weapon energy, it's gonna go towards refilling the seasonal barrier. So... yeah! This is easily one of the strongest barrier weapons around. Blocking pretty much any projectile with impunity. And you can even just use the Buster with it. Its only weakness? Screen transitions. And the fact that you do only get 7 uses of the weapon before you no longer get the ability to horribly abuse it. But those 7 uses, particularly in long stretches, are horribly abusable, making it a very effective weapon. I'm a little surprised that Weatherman never actually used it against you. Granted, it is a shield, so I can kinda understand why I didn't use it. I mean, good grief, the shield bosses, if I'm recalling right, tend to be very tedious ones. But at the same time, it's kind of an awkward point for me anytime I see a Robot Master that doesn't use their Master Weapon. Bit of a personal thing, you know? Anyway, on that note, I think I've been at this long enough. In the next video, we're going to be seeing a bit of a new spin on an old stage type. Until then, thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, goodbye!